if Donald Trump,
I love
this goes through, and then he shaves off 7 or 8% and says, "What was that in New York? I owed you how much? Let me write you a check. Get the out of here." That's it.
Just puts it in
Done.
escrow and then also appeals and gets
it would be
back.
funnier if you just gave him Dwack's shares.
Right. And
If
just
he was
here you go.
I'll give you 7 million shares in Dwack, which would cover the costs. And then they're sitting there holding Dwack shares like, okay, I guess. Like, what do you do? So, wow.
Back to what Phil was saying, though, about private property rights. That's how you destroy a country. That's what you call like the slippery slope, right? Like 100%. We're not all the way. We're not the Soviet Union or Venezuela, but that's how it starts, right? And like the second people think that their property's not safe, that they can kick you out of your business, and they're doing it for political reasons, we're on the road to that.
And the point, that's a great point. And the problem isn't the government. As much as the government is carrying this out, it's that the society we live in is accepting this. Because if society accepts it,
but
then
society is accepting all kinds of totally wackadoo nonsense.
Hopefully, people. I hope that people are waking up to the wackadoo. I feel like there are people that have started to realize what's going on. I don't feel like the tide is turning, but I feel like there are people waking up that are saying that are saying that they notice stuff, and that the people that have been saying this is bad are not crazy. They're like, wait a minute, maybe the conservatives and the libertarians and the people that are talking about classical liberalism, maybe they're not crazy. Maybe it is bad to have LGBT stuff in the schools.
I'm starting to think Tim is right, and I'm starting to be a little more optimistic. It started last week when I started to be a little more optimistic.
Things are going in a positive direction?
That things are going in a positive direction. I started thinking like, what happened is, this is going to sound dumb, but I haven't written any plays since I got canceled a few years ago or whenever that was in 2018. And I started like writing some dialogue, and I don't know, it's like just whatever, but I hadn't felt like I was even in remotely a place like to write any dialogue at all. And it made me feel really optimistic. And I thought, if I'm having this feeling, I must be feeling optimistic.
I have an anecdote I'll share about that later.
It's a little anecdotal, but still.
Let me tell you why we should be hopeful. Look, we're still in the thick of things.
Yeah.
There is a potential for escalation. I mean, look, they're going after Trump full force. We got to be vigilant. We've got to make sure we're organized. We're encouraging our friends to register to vote.
Yep.
That is the attack vector right now. It is. We must vote and be prepared that there is currently a shadow campaign. If you think there was a shadow campaign in 2020 and they admitted to it, there's definitely one today. So we have to be overwhelming. We need people planning lawsuits. We need every political activist imaginable. But let me just pause and tell you why good things are abound. First, let me start with Joe Rogan's Spotify deal. Maybe the most important cultural news we've had in years. Why? Joe Rogan signs a deal with Spotify, moves his show to Spotify, several episodes disappear. That is an indicator of certain episodes are controversial. We don't want to be involved with whatever happened. I don't know. Maybe Joe took them down. Maybe they didn't. Some people were concerned. Some people said it was every episode where he said the N-word. Yikes. Well, here's what happened now. Spotify has done another deal with Joe, not for exclusivity, but for essentially ad rights and to distribute the show everywhere. What does this mean? Spotify's first deal with Rogan was, if you bring your show to us, we will pay you lots of money. They wanted more people to sign up for Spotify. The new deal is, do your show everywhere, but we get to sell ads. Why is that good news? It means they are confident advertisers will back Joe Rogan. They are not worried about the controversy at all, to the tune of a minimum guarantee of $250 million. If advertisers boycott Joe Rogan, Spotify's going to lose $250 million. They're not worried about it. Now here's where it gets even better. Money talks, BS walks. All the woke people in the world can say anything they want, but if they don't have the ability to employ people anymore, it's not going to matter, right? I often tell this story that I met a pro skateboarder. And, the question was brought up during a skate session by someone else, like, why don't you speak up and call these things out? And they were like, I don't want to lose my sponsors. It's like, it's not so easy. I only make, $50,000 a year or whatever. I'm not a big shot, and I can't do it. And I said, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to start our own skate company and we're going to pay you more. And then when your sponsor says, don't speak up, you can then say to them, well, I got to be honest, my other sponsor pays me twice as much as you do. So I'm going to speak up because they won't fire me over it. They've given me those assurances. And when I do speak up, I'm going to tell everybody you dropped me and I'm going to put the focus on you. And they're going to go, no, wait, please don't, please don't.